Okay. Okay, here we go. So let's find a comfortable seat. As you all can see, I'm sitting out in my beautiful backyard today. We actually have clear skies, but we've had a lot of smoke in the air. So it's kind of a blessing that it looks clear. I'm praying for the fires in outside of Glenwood Springs, that they get contained. Um, I don't know. It's looking promising this morning, but I know a lot to do. So let's go ahead and just find a comfortable seat and close your eyes and let your attention turn inside for a moment. Uh, so those of you who just joined, we're going to really just work on freeing up the spine and opening up the heart space today. Been feeling a lot of expansiveness in my heart, and I just want to share that through the practice today. So just tune in for a moment and feel your body in space, and notice your spine as you're sitting. Maybe noticing any places where your spine feels maybe a little more collapsed or shortened. And then just also noticing where it feels support. And you can settle your attention all the way down into your sitting bones and just feel the sitting bones touching the ground, the sticky mat. And in that support through the bones and the pelvis, your spine begins to sort of find its natural place. And then in that space, go ahead and begin to deepen your breath. So we'll cultivate the Ujjayi breath, breathing with sound, with the tongue resting softly on the roof of the mouth, and just find a soft smile on the corners of your mouth, softening any tension in your face, your jaw. And as you continue to come inside, just doing a gentle scan through your body and noticing where there's tension, where there's holding, where there's discomfort, also where there's a feeling of more ease and flow. We sort of were working the theme of the structure and the flow and that space in the middle. And we're going to sort of continue that general theme today. So through some twists and heart opening postures. Just take another moment or two, making that connection internally. We'll take about 3 or 4 full breaths. So take a nice, big, deep breath in. And I want you to pause at the top of your breath and just fill your inner body with breath. And then keep that inner body light and full as you exhale your breath all the way out and follow the exhalation all the way to the tail end and feel that sense of release, that sense of surrender, support as you exhale. And then again, take another full breath in, breathing up the length of your spine into the center of the heart. You can actually take your right hand onto your heart, feeling the space inside the heart, the energetic heart, noticing what's present. And then exhale the breath all the way back out. Pausing at the bottom. And then we'll take that one more full deep inhalation, front, back, sides of the body, evenly filling up with breath. And exhale the breath all the way out. Breathing out through the mouth, let the jaw relax. I want you to just take a moment and bring in any quality of the heart that you'd like to cultivate today. So maybe it's compassion, kindness, self-love. whatever feels true for you, just taking a moment and really cultivating that deep sankalpa, we call it, the intention of the heart, the spontaneous feeling inside the heart. Just letting it open into your body, breathing in, breathing out. Either keep your hand here resting softly on the center of the heart or bring the hands into Anjali Mudra. This is a mudra of offering. You make an offering of your practice today. We'll exhale the breath all the way out, and we'll bring in an Om to begin our practice. Deep breath in. And on the next exhalation, go ahead and release your hands. Let your eyes open softly. Hopefully we won't have any more air noise. So let's take the right hand back behind, left hand onto the right knee, and we'll start with a nice gentle spinal twist. So exhaling, let your sitting bones release downward, and then on the in breath, lift up tall through the spine, up through the crown. Exhale, twist. And just find a few breaths here. You're going to meet that first edge here in the twist. And then just work it. With every inhale, we create a little more space between the vertebrae, and every exhale, a deepening in the twist. Good, and take one more big breath in, infusing the spine. Exhale, deepen the twist. And then we'll inhale, come back to center and move to the other side. So just start with that yielding and that surrender through the base of the body. And then go ahead and start to infuse the spine with every breath. Inhaling, just breathing into each vertebrae. Exhale, gentle twist, moving from the space of the heart. Inhaling and exhale. And see if you can follow each breath today to its very end. Inhale. Exhale, deepen the twist. And then inhale, come back to center, and let's make our way onto all fours. And then we'll slide back into a half dog pose. Okay, so we're gonna stay on the knees and stretch the arms out as if you're in downward facing dog. And so the forehead may or may not come to the floor. I'm just gonna work the shoulders, the opening of the shoulders here. So as you inhale, the armpits float up, and as you exhale, the shoulder blades slide down the back, and then you just melt the heart. Soften into the posture. Breathe deeply. Breathe into the back space of your heart. Just keep inviting the heart quality into our bodies, into those edges in the bodies. It's bringing that sweet kindness, compassion, breathing in, breathing out, gratitude. And then we'll inhale, just come on up and walk your hands gently over to the right. So you're gonna keep your hips level, and then reach back through your left sitting bone and stretch open the left waistline here. Just breathing into that whole left side, all those intercostal muscles between the ribs, serratus muscles, just breathing. And then inhale right back to center, and we'll walk on over to the other side. Keep the breath flowing steady. Inhaling, exhaling, find that sweet surrender, the bottom of each exhale. And then inhale, come on back to center. And let's go ahead and come up onto our knees. So we're just going to gently sit back on the heels, and you can try to keep the heels together. So we're just going to do a little bit of warm up here with the breath. It's a Kundalini Kriya, and it's just working side to side. So I like to have my eyes closed here, but you want to think about, it's almost like massaging the heart space here with your breath. So the hands are resting on the shoulders, and then we're going to inhale left, exhale right. And you don't want to move your hips here, so you're really moving from your core. So it looks like this. So just join in whenever you feel ready. Tip of the tongue rests on the roof of the mouth. Inhale, exhale, and you can find your own pace. So it might be a little slower for you. Just kind of getting the energy moving a little bit here this morning. I'm going to think of massaging the heart space, both the front, the back, the sides. You're also working the core. Just going to do another minute or so. Twisting side to side. Last few breaths, everyone. And then we'll inhale, come back to center. Just gently rest the fingertips on the floor. Exhale the breath all the way out. Just take a moment to feel the energy moving up through the spine, all around the heart space. All right, now let's go ahead and come up to a standing forward bend. So we're going to take the feet about hip distance apart here, and let's take the elbows and just gently bend forward here. You can keep the knees a little bit bent if your hamstrings are on the tighter side this morning. And just go ahead and sway side to side a little bit. Let your head hang low. Let your hair dangle. And just keep warming up here through the breath. Great, a little more ragdoll here just to let the spine fully release. Exhale through the mouth, big sigh. Good, you guys. And then inhale, go ahead and look up, straighten out the spine here. And we'll set the right hand out in front of the toes, left arm up to the sky. And as you start to twist, just make sure you keep your hips and your pelvis level. So you're thinking more about inhaling, lengthening through the spine, and then exhale, gently twisting. And you'll come to that first stretch and just wait, just breathe there. Every in-breath, lengthening, every out-breath, gentle twist. Eyes are soft. And then release your left hand down, right arm to the sky. And once again, inhaling through the spinal column. Exhale from the navel. Twist the heart open and look to the side. Breathe, deep breath. Stay in that sweet place inside the heart. So even when you meet your challenges and your edges, can you stay in kindness? And then exhale, gently release one more time. Forward fold. Good, and then let's bend the knees and we'll roll all the way up to standing, one vertebrae at a time. I'm just closing the eyes as you stand up. And let's just take a moment here, feeling our bodies in space. Find your breath, feel your feet on the ground. Great. And then let's go ahead and open the eyes. I'm just going to lightly tap with a soft fist, tap your heart space. You can take your feet about a hip distance apart, little micro bend in the knees. And go ahead and just tap all around your heart, just waking up the heart space, the heart energy. And then let's go ahead and shake the wrists and the hands, arms. And then we're going to do a little sway side to side. So keep your knees bent, your center of gravity in your hips, pelvis, and just moving side to side. Okay, good. And then let's come back to center. Okay, so let's begin this morning with some sun salutations to get our bodies nice and warmed up. So we'll come up to the top of our mats and we'll really focus on the Hridaya. The Hridaya is the root of the heart. So if you can just close your eyes for a moment here, standing in Samastitihi, full standing in the feet. Just take your attention and let it kind of rest at the very root of your heart, wherever you feel that energetically. That's right, just above the sternum area, feeling that root space of the heart. And we'll draw the hands together in Anjali Mudra. And just take a moment here, feeling the body and space. So we come back to that sweet sankalpa, the sweet intention from the heart. Move through our practice today from that place in the heart. Exhale, release the arms down by your side. Plug those feet firmly into the earth. And then leading from that root of the heart, inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Look to your thumbs. On the exhale, take your hands right down your center line. Deep forward fold bow. Inhale to a halfway lift. Straighten, lengthen the spine. Open up the heart. And on the exhale, step your right leg back. We'll bring the back knee to the floor. Great. And then let's take the thumbs and bring them right underneath the armpits. I want you to bow forward here for a moment and draw the lower ribs in. So you're actually opening up the back a little bit more and actually opening the pelvic floor as well. Okay, and then inhale, sink the hips, lift up through the armpits and open the chest, but try not to lose that back body. So you want to keep the back body open. Then you can take the arms up to the sky, look up at the thumbs. Deep breath. And then exhale, bow forward. Place the right hand to the inside of the foot, left arm to the sky. So we're just going to keep moving deeper and deeper into our twists today. So we want to hug that vertical midline by squeezing the thighs in towards each other just ever so slightly. And then from the base of the spine, the tailbone, lengthen up through the top of the head as you turn. Soft gaze with the eyes. That feeling of open-heartedness, the bhakti, the bhavana, the feeling tone. So you're moving from the feeling tone, not so much from technique. Exhale, release your hands. Good, and we'll step back onto all fours, and we're just going to lower ourselves from here onto our bellies. Point the toes straight back and inhale, rise up, opening up the chest. Try to get that loop of your shoulders back and down. You can take a couple of big circles in the shoulders just to get that looping of the shoulders. And then on the exhale, lower back down. We'll press through the knees. And you can either go right back to downward dog, or if you feel inspired to stop here into a half dog. Yeah. And then we'll just all meet in the downward facing dog and breathe. Deep Ujjayi breaths, coming back to center here. Deep listening. We breathe right into the back space of the heart. And as you exhale, soften and melt. One more big breath in, soft smile on the face. Exhale completely all the way out until you feel the pelvic floor tone. Look between the hands, right foot forward, back knee down to the floor. And inhale, we'll come up and we'll just sort of brush the sides of the waistline. Whoop. All the way up to the armpits. And then hands go up to the sky. And breathe. If you can find that place in the middle, right, where you're not overstretching. It's finding that sweet middle space and breathe. One more big in-breath. Exhale, bow forward, left hand to the inside of the foot, right arm to the sky. Just that sweet opening with every in-breath, seeking more spaciousness inside. With every out-breath, more surrender, more offering, more gratitude. Good. Inhale, release. Hand to the floor. Step all the way to the front of the mat. Inhale, look up halfway. And exhale, deep forward fold. Plug in the feet. And keep leading from the space of your heart. Inhale. Keep the arms all the way wide enough. Exhale, brush the third eye with the thumbs. Brush the heart. Just going to keep moving all the way down with the arms. Inhale, radiate the arms back up. Exhale, right down the midline with the hands. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. So hands on the shins, open the collarbone, throat. Exhale, we'll step the left leg back first this time. Back knee to the floor. And inhale, crescent lunge. Just go slow here, slow rhythmic pulse, rhythmic movements. We'll come right back down. Let's take a deeper version of the twist here by lifting the back knee off the floor. Set your left hand down and inhale the right arm up. So we'll stay for 5 breaths. Just settling in, relax your jaw, your mouth. And last breath here, inhaling. Open, exhale, twist. And then inhale, release the hands. We'll step right back to plank pose here. And just pause. Yeah, so make the legs strong. If it's too much, you can always have your knees down. Otherwise, strong legs, soft heart. Take another big breath in here, inhale. And then exhale, lower down, either knees bent or straight legs, all the way down to your bellies, and we'll slide right through to Bhujangasana. Exhale, press back. Again, optional. If you want to keep coming back into this half dog pose, really nice, or come all the way back to full Ardha Mukha Svanasana. And breathe. Let's just take a moment here, look up towards your fingertips, and that's going to kind of lift your chest a little bit and lengthen the side body. So then from this position, you can get a little more shoulder blade on the back. Right? And then keep the anchor points at the base of the pinky finger, or base of the thumb and index finger. Those 2 anchor points as you re-straighten the legs, reach back through the spine. And see if you can get that full extension in your spine. Great. And just take one more big Ujjayi breath in. Follow the exhale to the very tail end. And then we'll step our left foot forward. Back knee to the floor. Inhale from the heart space, radiate. Radiate that heart energy out through the tips of the fingers, down into the earth. And exhale, bow forward, hands to the floor. We'll lift that back knee off the floor. So again, taking a deeper twist here, left side, left arm to the sky. And take 5 breaths here. So don't be in a rush to try to get into the full expressions. Take your time. Work with the breath. Feel your body move through the sensations. See if you can soften those areas that have a tendency to tense up. Shoulders, jaw. Good. One more breath here. Turning with the exhale, and then inhale. We'll step all the way forward, halfway lift, hands to the shins. And exhale, a deep forward fold, bow. Plug your feet down into the earth, really grounding out through the earth's energy. And then from there, we start to lead with the heart, reaching the arms all the way up overhead. Look to thumbs. Exhale, hands come right down your center line, brushing third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, sacral root, and then inhale, reach the arms all the way back up again. Exhale, we'll brush down the center line, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, straight spine. Exhale, this time right leg back first. You can either keep the back leg lifted or keep it on the floor. You're a little more challenge. Keep that back leg lifted. Inhale, crescent lunge. And exhale, we're going to cactus the arms out wide here. So if balance is tricky, just keep your back knee down. Yeah, and then we're going to inhale up through the sides of the waistline. Loop the shoulders back. Exhale, open the chest. Almost like there's a little wall in front of you. You can press your hands forward, move the shoulders back. One more big breath in. Excellent. And then exhale, hands to the floor. And now you can, again, keep the back knee down or back leg lifted, right arm to the sky. Inhale. You know, make that right waistline super open and long. And then exhale. Take your elbow, bring it to the outside of the knee, and just hook it there for a moment. And then you can take the hands and fold them at the heart. Okay, so either back knee down or back leg lifted is fine. And so now the key here is to first work the extension in the spine. So as you inhale, lengthen from the tailbone up to the crown of the head. Exhale, gently twist. And just work at your own pace here, listening internally. Stay with the heart sensation. Stay with the bhavana, the feeling tone, moving you through your body, through the sensations, feelings. And take one more big in-breath here, everyone. Exhale, twist. Good, and then inhale. Let's go ahead and gently release the hands to the floor. Step back either onto the knees or straight legs, and you can move through vinyasa or skip it and move to downward dog. So your choice. Inhaling. Exhale, slow. Slow rhythmic pace here. And breathe. So meet in the downward facing dog. Take about 3 or 4 breaths. Notice what's happening now in your body, in your heart, your spirit. And then follow your next exhalation all the way to the tail end. Mula Bandha toning. Right foot forward. Back knee to the floor or stays lifted. And then inhale, nice and slow. Sweep the arms all the way up. And exhale, we'll cactus the arms. Inhale, just draw those lower ribs in. Keep the back body full. Exhale, open the chest. Look up. Another breath here. Loop the shoulders back and down so the heart space is nice and full, spacious, airy. And then inhale, reach the arms back up. Exhale, bow forward. Great. And then you can either stay on your back knee or lift the back leg. Inhale, left arm to the sky and open up this whole left side. Exhale, move from the side ribs. Hook the elbow. And then hands hold at the heart as you twist. Inhaling, lengthen. Exhale, open the heart. Work with every breath, meeting those little subtle sensations in the body. And just feeling the spontaneous feelings in the heart. Gratitude, love, compassion for yourself, for all of us. And then exhale, release. Great. And then step all the way forward. Inhale, halfway lift, straighten out the spine long. Exhale, deep bow. Great. And then plug those feet down into the earth, which is really more of a yielding than anything. And inhale, leave with the heart space, sweep the arms wide and up. Radiate through the tips of the fingers. And bring that radiance all the way back down through the body, through the spine, all the way to your root center at the tailbone. And close the eyes for just a moment. Relax your jaw. Let your body self-organize here just for a moment. So nothing to do, just let your body organize around this central line connecting us from earth to sky. Feel the heart center as that place where earth and the cosmos meet. And then we'll go ahead and exhale. Let the eyes open here. We're going to bend the knees and sweep the fingertips along the floor. So we'll start with seated chair here. So the inner ankles are lifting, right? And the tailbone rooting, and then inhale the arms up by the ears. So you can start with just looking down to begin with. And find that sweet balance. So we tend to kind of the pelvis tends to go more anterior here. So you want to find that balance of the tailbone and the pubic bone meeting each other somewhere in the middle. Yeah, and then that's the support for the opening. Beautiful. Take one more breath if you can. Look up towards your fingertips. Smile. Looking out at all these beautiful flowers this morning, sending that beauty your way. And then exhale, bow forward, fold forward. And just take a moment here, hanging, ragdoll, let it go. Great. So now we're going to come back into seated chair, bending the knees, bring the hands to the heart in Anjali Mudra, and then inhale, lift your right elbow over to the outside of your left knee, and you're actually moving from your waistline, not just the elbow. Yeah. Yeah, and then once you have your elbow hooked there, sink down, yield down into your heels, your sitting bones. And from that yielding, you can start to find the length in the spine, the opening of the heart. Breathe deeply, just listening. Listen to the wind of your breath. Filling up the lungs fully, inhale, exhale. And then inhale, we'll release. And go ahead and hang again. Let your head ragdoll and open. And then when you feel ready, we'll bend the knees again and go to the other side, hands to the heart. Inhale, the left elbow hooks around to the outside of the right knee. And then yield, take an exhalation, soften in. It's the key. We drop into the earth first, and then we kind of find our way through the length of the spine, opening of the heart. Just take 2 more breaths here. Inhaling. Exhale. Last breath. Inhale. Exhale. Twist. And then inhale. Release. And find forward fold Uttanasana. Shake it out. Ah. Great, you guys. And we'll just do one more in-breath here. Look up halfway. And then exhale. Step your left leg back into a lunge. And we're going to turn the back heel to the floor. Actually, don't turn the back heel to the floor. Just stay in a lunge here. Yeah. And then inhale, come on up. And if you need to bring your back knee down for stability, that's fine. Otherwise, you're going to play here with a little balance, standing. And if you bend your back knee a little bit, it helps. You can find more drop of the tailbone, more Uddiyana Bandha in the navel. Yeah. And then inhale, sweep the arms all the way to the sky. And exhale, open the arms wide to the right. Palms open up here. Couple of breaths. And inhale, reach back up to the sky. Exhale, this time we're going to hook the elbow to the outside of the knee. Yeah, this time take your left hand to the floor. And again, you can have the back knee down, that's totally fine. And this time the right arm to the sky. Let's take a little more of an open twist here. So remember to focus on first the bhavana, the feeling tone, kindness, compassion, gratitude, and then the body will take you to the edge. You can take yourself just to your edge, that first edge, first opening, and just breathe and wait. And meet it with that sweetness. Breathing deeply. Just let the layers sort of melt off the upper back as you open up the heart. Last breath or two here. Great, you guys. And then exhale, go ahead and release your hands to the floor. And from here, we're going to come into a runner stretch or half Hanuman. So you may need to bring your knee back a little bit, your back knee. You want to come up onto your front heel. Yeah. Great, and then just kind of feel your way here because you want to have your hips level. Yep, the right heel digging in towards the sticky mat until you feel the hamstring engage. And then, once you get that set, inhale, take a big breath and lift the belly, the chest, the throat opens, and then you go forward. So maybe it's just 1/8 of an inch. Maybe you can walk out quite a bit. Just find that sweet spot for you and melt in. So we go to the place of resistance and then we soften, we breathe, we melt into it. You feel the fluid body. Relaxing the jaw. And then the last couple of breaths, soften your smile. Soften into the sweetness of your heart. Great, everyone. And then inhale. I'll go ahead and come back to a lunge. I'm just going to sliver right back to a half dog pose here together. So this time, if you want to take it a little bit deeper, you can come up onto the finger pads. It's going to give you a little more lift in the armpits. You can lift and draw the shoulder blades down as you melt. You know, soften right between the shoulder blades, melt. And with every exhalation, we surrender, we soften. Every inhalation, we breathe into the space, the opening. Beautiful. And then we'll inhale, come back up onto all fours, and then we'll take the left foot between the hands, and then either stay on your knee or come on up. Kind of hurt my toe this morning, strangely, so I'm gonna stay on my knee. And then we'll inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, open the palms and arms to the left, and just hold it here. We're just open to life here, open to the beauty of summertime, really taking it in, knowing that it soon comes to an end. So nice deep breaths. And then inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, we're gonna wrap the elbow to the outside of the knee, hands folded at the heart. And inhale, and think about breathing into the back here, especially the back of the heart, the whole back line of your spine, and exhale, gazing to the left. So rather than pushing your way into the pose, see if you can feel your way in, surrender your way in. And then inhale, release, and we'll just gently again come back to this devotional pose. We come back into modified child's pose, up on the fingertips. Great, so now we'll walk about we'll come up halfway, and we're gonna lift up the left arm, and then exhale, thread your left arm through the right, and you'll come, if you haven't done this, just watch. You're gonna come down onto your left shoulder and head, and then the right arm can stay right here. You're just working the right shoulder back. You just wanna be careful not to lose your hips. So stay stable in your pelvis as you open the chest. So a little bit of a deeper twist here. I just wanna meet it with awareness, breath. Yeah. Nice, which is getting into those rhomboid muscles between the shoulder blades. Rhomboids really can help us with that posture of keeping the heart open, shoulders supported. Okay, and then inhale, come on up, and exhale to the other side. We'll slide the right arm through. And then just right when you come in, just readjust your hips so they're even. Yeah, so you're not hanging out on that one side. And then we just work with the breath here, really. Inhaling and exhale. Beautiful, everyone. And then inhale, come on back to center. And let's actually lower down onto our bellies. And we'll take a couple of variations of Shalabhasana for some back bending as we start to finish our practice. So we'll take the arms down by our sides. And then just start with your forehead resting down. I'm not going to put mine down because my voice gets muffled. So go ahead and just start with your forehead down, but your shoulders are lifted. So you want to find that loop. Head of the arm bones back and down. And the tailbones, you want to be careful not to squeeze the buttocks so much that your lower back gets tense, right? So we're going to roll the thigh bones in, tailbone lengthens towards the heels. Now, that's a lot. So then you can let it all go as you come up into Shalabhasana. And just breathe. Focus on the heart. Focus on the bob, the feeling, whatever that is for you today, the feeling of gratitude, generosity, beauty, all these beautiful qualities of the heart. And spread open those tips of toes, tips of fingers. Last breath here. Then we're going to slide the hands right by the navel, so a little bit lower than you would in Cobra. And just take your last couple of breaths here. Elbows in, heads of the arm bones back. Smile. You're going to feel this one in both your back muscles and your upper back. And then exhale, lower, and let's just rest the forehead on the hands. So stack your hands and breathe. Nice, soft ujjayi breath. And just enjoy the aftermath, the residue. Bathe in the residue. Okay, and then let's go ahead and come up. So we'll do a couple more back bending type of poses. So we're gonna come up onto the Great Sphinx. So you'll come onto your forearms, everyone, and then just spread your fingers and soften and melt your heart here first. So first we go to the opening, first we go to the softening, the surrender. And then you can start to work the body towards that feeling tone. And we take the forearms and we draw the heart space between the gates of the arms, and it's super subtle. The movement here is subtle. So just want to be careful not to hunch the shoulders, push too hard, any of that. If you keep a soft smile on your face, it helps a lot. And see if you can find the opening through the toes, all 10 toes. If this feels like plenty for you right here, you can stay and just work it here. Otherwise, bend your left knee and we'll reach back with the left hand. Take the inside of the foot and start to draw the heel down towards the outside of the hip. Just try not to let the leg go wide, so you can keep the thighs parallel. And then you're going to just softly look over the right. Slow, subtle. And then when you're done there, you can switch sides. Bending the right knee, take a hold of the inside of the foot. Start with the exhale, softening. And then gaze over the right shoulder, or left shoulder, I mean. And just take another breath or two. And then exhale, release. So we're going to take Dhanurasana, and there's lots of variations. So you could do Dhanurasana sort of in a modified way by coming into a baby cobra with the knees bent. Otherwise, reach back and take a hold of the tops of the feet. If you have a little more flexibility here, you can take the ankles. And then you just want to walk the thighs so they're more parallel. Internal rotation with the thighs. And then as you exhale, move the tail towards the earth. And now you have that stability to come up. And even if you just come, this is not a big pose for me because of my psoas. So I just come up as far as I can. Pressing the ankles back into the hands. It doesn't really matter how far you come. It's really the bhavana, where you're at, your awareness. Where's your attention? Can you bring your attention back to your heart? Back to kindness. Breathing in kindness, breathing out kindness. And then exhale, we'll release, and we're going to gently press all the way back to Balasana, or some variation of, if that's not quite there for you, Balasana, devotional pose. Take that whole body mudra of devotion. So just taking a moment here and feeling into your particular devotion. What is it that you feel a devotion to. Maybe it's the earth, maybe it's to your children, maybe it's your work. Be really anything. Beautiful. And then we'll inhale. Come on up, y'all. And then let's just finish with one Ustrasana, the camel pose. And camel pose can really just look like this here, just a heart opening. So it's really about getting the sides of the waistline open and lifted, and then coming back. And maybe it's just right here for you. The key too here is in not letting the hips jut forward. So you want to keep that internal rotation with your thighs, and then the tailbone yielding and dropping. And then you have a nice steady foundation to inhale, lift up. You can use that armpit floating, and then exhale, go back. And so maybe you're just opening instead of receiving the grace here. Maybe you can go back a little further, take your hands onto your heels. If you feel any pinching in your back, please back off and just go to where your edge is. We want to squeeze like we're squeezing a little block between the thighs, and open. And just take another breath or two. And then leading with the base of the heart, sternum, inhale. Exhale, we'll just gently sit back on the heels and breathe. Just take in the energy, feel the sweetness of the practice, bhakti. Bhakti is really the essence, the love, the rasa. And just allow yourself to really bathe in that sweet nectar of the heart, both your own heart and the universal heart. And then we'll go ahead and just take a counter pose here, Baddha Konasana, with the feet, soles of the feet together. And if your back if your spine is pretty rounded here, you're going to want to sit up on a little something. And then clasp the hands around the toes. Inhale here. Exhale. Come forward. And for some of you, that might just mean a tiny bit. You can also keep your hands back behind the back for that spinal support. Sometimes we need that to open the hips. And just mouth these last couple of breaths. You can take it into really a more yin posture where you're folding over and in. All that back bending is beautiful, and it's also important to counter pose that and take it down and in. Beautiful, and then inhale, come up to sitting. I'd love to share with you guys a mudra this morning. So it's the Hridaya, Abhaya Hridaya, it's the heart mudra. And if you'll come up close, if you take the backs of your hands, right hand on top of left, like so, and then you hook together the first finger, the second finger, skip the ring finger, and take the pinky. Okay, so your ring finger is hanging out, and then you'll bring the ring finger and thumb together like so. It's a really beautiful, and also feels powerful in the heart. So this is cultivating a strong heart instead of courageous heart. So then we'll just sit for a few moments here in the Hridaya, Abhaya Hridaya Mudra. Allowing the shoulders to soften, open, close the eyes. And just simply rest your attention inside of the cave of the heart. I just like to visualize a geode or something similar. Maybe it's a lotus flower, peonies. And just find your breath, deep, long, slow, rhythmic breath. Open to the spaciousness of universal heart as you tap into your own heart. And with every exhalation, we let the energy drop all the way down and into the root of the body, the center of the earth. In that deep heart of the earth. Feeling that deep well from the earth coming up through our bodies, through the bones, the spine, the organs, connecting up into the heavens, the star beings, sun and the moon. And if you feel called, you can sit for the remainder of class, or you can lie back for the final Shavasana. You're welcome to stay a little longer if you need more time. Otherwise, just take these first few breaths and come back into your body. In the hands, infusing the whole body with this prana, this life force energy, all the way out through the tips of the toes, fingertips. And then exhaling, just offering that beautiful life force energy back out into your field, beyond your field. Again, take in that beautiful life force energy. You can actually imagine you're taking in oxygen from the plant life and then breathing back out, offering the plant life your breath. Deep gratitude. We take a few more breaths as we come back into some movement and toes, fingertips, ankles, wrists. And finding a way to stretch through the arms, legs. Bend your knees and roll over to one side. Allow the integration of the practice to have a moment here. Keeping the eyes closed and the hips and pelvis relaxed, you can make your way up to upright position. And just bring the hands somewhere to the heart. So you can just take right hand on top of, left hand on top of right. And giving your own self a hug here. Maybe it's your belly and heart. Maybe it's your third eye. Taking a moment, honoring this body, this beautiful body, beautiful heart. And feeling all of our hearts connected across the globe really right now. Taking a moment to acknowledge that beauty. And see if you can make it your practice today to keep your attention here in the space of the heart. Just notice what happens when you come in contact with another, with your work, with your children, with the land. And with a deep bow of gratitude, we offer namaste. Thank you all so much. So grateful for your presence here.